Can exercise really help people with depression and anxiety? Well, this is a really hot topic, and today I was actually on television talking about it because the National Health Service is encouraging doctors to prescribe exercise and therapy as a way of dealing with this issue. Did you know there's 7.3 million people in the UK on antidepressant medication? In this video, I'm going to share with you how getting to move more can seriously boost your mood and take you to the next level. So really, can exercise have an impact on people suffering from depression and anxiety? Look, there's no question about it. This is a hot topic, and it is really encouraging to see that the National Health Service in the UK is encouraging doctors to prescribe exercise and therapy for people to be able to talk. But what's really going on? You see, before I was on the television talking about this today, I did some research myself, and I must admit I was pretty shocked to see that in the UK, 7.3 million people are taking antidepressant medication. Now, is this the long-term solution? Well, I suppose the jury is out on that, but let's be honest here. Doctors don't specialize in helping people be well. What they specialize in is helping people not be sick. So if someone goes to the doctor and they're not in a particularly good way, the doctor really wants to help the person in the best way that they can. And obviously antidepressant medication has a place. But what about exercise? Look, this is a field that I am very familiar with because I was a personal trainer for many years. I used to teach exercise classes. I actually had a weight loss program that became a best-selling book and was actually sold to a medical insurance company because the program really focused on behavioral change. And this is another book I wrote in 2003 called Habit Busting. This was published in multiple languages around the world. But what is it about exercise? Well, this probably won't come as any surprise to you, but the human body is only designed to do one thing and one thing only. And there's been some incredible research done on this. Research done on people who exercise that went on this study where they were told to stop. And after 2 weeks, most of the people on this study were struggling. They were frustrated, they were anxious, they were depressed. And really, so why? Well, the human body is only designed to do one thing. And when we move, our brains actually secrete all of these drugs, if you like, endorphins, serotonin, which actually make us feel good. The challenge that we have is that when people are feeling depressed, the last thing they probably want to do is move. They're feeling bad enough as it is because most people, when they think of exercise, they don't have great feelings about it. They think of pain and discomfort, maybe thinking of times in the past where they've tried exercise and they were out of breath. We live in a world where so many people are driven by how they feel. And if you don't feel like doing something, you're not going to do it. Now, you might see this number here and think, what is this number? Well, this is the amount of steps that is associated with people that do more than 5,649 steps every single day. That is a number that is associated with a satisfaction with life, feeling optimistic, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But people that do less, this was a study that was done in America, people that do less than 5,649 steps, that is associated with a dissatisfaction of life, anxiety, depression, worry. But what do you think is the average amount of steps globally that people do? You want to have a guess? It's 4,961. So there's no question that people are not moving enough. But what is really fascinating by the research by a lady called Kelly McGonigal, who talks about that when we move, our muscles secrete something that is known as hope molecules. We feel more hopeful. And surely one of the things that people who are suffering from depression and anxiety could really do with is feeling hopeful. And the fact that when you move your physiology, it actually changes your psychology. But of course, if you don't feel like it, it's hard. But what I would challenge everyone to do is just get started. Look, when in your life did you ever want something enough or something become so important that how you felt didn't come into the equation? This is your challenge, is to learn how to think greater than you feel. Because once you get in the game, once you start moving the way you would like to feel, that's how you'll start to feel. Look, of course, does this apply to everyone? Well, you know what? I don't know everyone, and everyone is an individual case. But what I do know is that the people that do move more, they feel better. They change the chemistry in their body. So what I'd love you to think about is getting in the game, starting to move. But think about this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because if I said to you, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go, what are you starting to think about? The hardest thing to do is just get started. Nike, they know this. That's why their expression, their saying is, just do it. I wouldn't say just do, I'd say just get started. Because once you start, you'll start to feel better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get in the game. Because if you have the thought and you don't act on that thought, hesitation and self-doubt will set in. Just get started. Is this the answer? I'm not sure if it's the answer or not, but I know it can definitely help. I used to teach group fitness classes, and now there's a term called a collective effervescent. And what that means is the euphoric experience of exercising with other people. Listen, if you don't feel like doing it, it's not surprising. You might be struggling in your life right now, and I understand that. But you know what? There's something deeper going on. When we were living in caves or living in wherever we were living all those thousands of years ago, the only reason we would have moved was because we had to. Because we were in danger or we were hungry. Otherwise, we would just be conserving energy. And because there's no real necessity to move, we have to get out of our own way and get in the game. But please, if you're on medication and you're thinking about changing it, you must speak to your doctor. And also see below here, you'll see a link to one of the government's recommendations. It's got an exercise regime. I'd really encourage you to look at that. We're also launching a program very soon called the Start One, Stop One Challenge. You'll see links to that below. We really want to help people get in the game. I think one of the greatest things human beings can do is we can change the way that we think. We can become more, we can feel better, and exercise most definitely can help. Thank you for watching. Check out the links below, and we'll see you next time.